Hello, everyone, and welcome to our December webinar, Wellness in Motion, CARE Fund Program Highlights. I'm Donna Greening, Parkinson Canada's Education and Program Innovation Coordinator, and co-hosting with me today is Morgan Buchel, our Community Partnerships Coordinator. Parkinson Canada acknowledges that we are located on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. We respect and affirm the inherent and treaty rights of all Indigenous people across Turtle Island, and we're grateful to live, work, and learn here. We recognize the need for programs, advocacy, and research by and for Indigenous people living with and affected by Parkinson's, and commit to growing partnerships with Indigenous leaders to develop our understanding and support. To access closed captioning, you can click on the CC Captions button and then click on Show Subtitle. We're always grateful for the expert speakers who join us to share their knowledge during the webinars. If you have questions about today's topic after the conclusion of the webinar, contact your healthcare provider or Parkinson Canada's support and information team. There's no need to take any notes during the webinar. We'll be sending everyone a link to the webinar recording along with hyperlinks to resources. When the webinar ends, please take a moment to fill out our survey that we use to evaluate our programming, ensuring that we're delivering content that's relevant to the Parkinson's community. Now, let's get started. Morgan, can you tell us a bit about Parkinson Canada's CARE Fund?
I would love to, Donna. The CARE Fund was created to improve access to Parkinson's-specific resources, especially for people in remote or underserved areas, by supporting programs that enhance physical health, mental well-being, and social connection. With a strong focus on equity, diversity, inclusion, and long-term sustainability, the fund backs initiatives that offer exercise programming, education and skill building, and mental health support. Each year, programs are selected by our Wellness Advisory Council, made up of people living with Parkinson's, care partners, and allied healthcare professionals. With $100,000 allocated for the 2025-2026 year, Parkinson Canada is proud to fund 10 programs across Canada, including Dancing with Parkinson's, increasing access to movement and social connection, Hospice Vaughn's Music and Movement Program, Improv for Work and Wellness, Improv for Parkinson's, Mime over Mind, Mime plus Dance equals Synergy, Living Better with Parkinson's, Mindfulness Meditation, Neurology Rehab, Unlocking Movement, Your Guide to Managing Freezing of Gait, Parkinson's Wellness Projects in partnerships with the University of British Columbia's Parkinson's Medication Program, the School of Dance, Connecting with Dance, Sheridan College, Movement Matters, Parkinson's Exercise Rehabilitation, and Silver Speech Innovations, Get Loud, Stay Loud program. Today, we're excited to feature 3 of these programs and highlight the meaningful impact they're making in the Parkinson's community. First, let's learn about Neurology Rehab's program. Unlocking Movement, Your Guide to Managing Freezing of Gait in Parkinson's is an online program offering expert-led, pre-recorded lessons and demonstrations of evidence-based strategies to manage freezing episodes. Designed for people living with Parkinson's and their care partners, it provides practical techniques to boost confidence, mobility, and quality of life. With us today is movement disorders physiotherapist and founder of Neurology Rehab, Haseel Bhatt. Welcome, Haseel.
Hi, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here today to share with you this brand new program. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. So as Morgan mentioned, my name is Haseel Bhatt. I'm a Parkinson's physiotherapist and founder of Neurology Rehab that's just located outside of Toronto. And today I want to share a brand new program called Unlocking Movement. And this is a 8-week self-management program for people who are struggling with freezing or freezing of gait episodes. Now, before I jump into what exactly the program is and how you can get involved, I do want to share a bit of the backstory of how this idea came to be. So I found myself during the summer spending a lot of time in Northern Ontario with my family, my wife and her family. So my clinic is just located outside of Toronto, about 5 hours away on top of a beautiful provincial park. I was looking around And although it was lovely, it was quite remote. And halfway through my stay, I started thinking about work, as one does. And I turned to my wife. I said, well, what if somebody living with Parkinson's was out here? How would they get the support they need? And it got me thinking, if they were struggling with something as challenging as freezing, where people actually come in to see me in my clinic to work on better managing these symptoms, what would they do? Where would they go? So for those who don't know what freezing is, it is a common challenging symptom of Parkinson's, where 1 minute somebody may be walking completely fine, and then next they find their feet completely stuck to the floor. And it can be really scary and unpredictable. And this can happen during turning, walking through doorways, or in busy environments. So sure enough, I went online, I started looking for resources that I might be able to share in this community. And two things stood out. When I went online, I found that there were a lot of resources and handouts of what freezing is, right? The sudden inability to walk, people sharing that their feet feel stuck and glued to the floor, and it can happen in certain triggering environments. And most people read that handout and they say, yeah, that kind of feels like what I'm experiencing right now. But then the next question is, well, what do I do about it? And the second resource that stood out are these strategies or exercises that can actually help freezing, what I do in my clinic as a physiotherapist. But the problem is that they're oftentimes on these sheets. There are a number of strategies that are out there, and everyone's freezing presents a little bit differently. So the two main problems that come up is, well, am I doing this correctly, number one? And what strategies should I use? And so in that moment, it struck me, what if we were able to create some live demonstrations, some pre-recorded videos that regardless of where you were, you'd be able to log on, see some of these strategies, practice them, and find the ones that were really helpful to you. So that's what I did. So that summer, I set up the video camera and started recording these mini video lessons, like you were in the clinic with me. And after I gathered all those videos, what emerged was this unlocking movement, 8-week guided freezing of gait self-management program. Now, this program is specifically designed for people who are experiencing these freezing episodes and their care partners and family members. Now, it is not a replacement for online or hands-on physiotherapy. What this program is about is really understanding freezing, so education. For me to share practical freezing strategies to manage episodes and also prevent them. And ultimately, the goal here is to build a little bit more confidence in your walking. And we want to do this together as a community with other people who are experiencing those same challenges and their family members. So how is this program delivered? Well, we wanted to take, based on our feedback, the best of both worlds. So there's two parts. The first part is self-paced learning. So here you can see on this video is the online course portal. Well, people will log on, and every week there'll be a set of lessons, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. So it's not a lot, but it's an opportunity for them to learn a topic that will help with their freezing. And I'm going to play this video now. There's no sound. And each week we will go through a specific topic, like what are some common freezing triggers, how to move safely when taking turns. We'll also go through helpful strategies like movement strategies, visual cueing strategies, and auditory cueing strategies. And we'll even talk about how we can help change things in the home to help manage these episodes a little bit better. So that's done on your own time, and you can revisit these videos as you please and as you need. And once you see those videos, you're going to then practice that in your home setting where you experience these episodes. But then we're going to come together as a group over these course of 8 weeks, each week, and we're going to have a live strategy session. We're going to discuss what really worked, what was really challenging, and we're going to troubleshoot together. So not only are you going to learn from myself, but we're going to learn from one another. Okay? So you get learning on your own and then a community of support. So what does this look like on a week-to-week basis? So this is the weekly rhythm of the program. So what you're seeing here is a roadmap. Step 1, on every Monday, starting at the start of February, there are going to be short self-guided video lessons that are going to be released in your course portal. You're going to log on the Monday and lessons will appear. You're going to learn these lessons and then you're going to start practicing on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in your real environment at your home. And then Thursday, we are going to come together as a group. We're going to reflect and troubleshoot. And these are live sessions. And then we're going to focus on what you want to practice for the rest of the week as we look to the next topic the week after. And this will take place for a total of 8 weeks. Now, based on the feedback, this is brand new, so I'm really excited to share this, is that you're also going to receive a physical workbook. So each weekly lessons, and I don't know, maybe I can pause sharing for just a moment here. Okay. We've created a brand new workbook that's bound that is going to be mailed to you that goes through each of these lessons and homework or things that you want to try week after week. And these lessons are designed to be really, and this workbook is designed to be really simple and practical so that you can integrate these strategies or that you learn each week into your everyday routine, as well as more importantly, track your progress. And ultimately, at the end of those 8 weeks, you're going to build out a personal freezing strategy toolbox because freezing looks a little bit different for each person that experiences it. And the strategies that help one person may look a little different from the next person. So the hope is that you'll leave these programs with some evidence-based strategies tailored to your specific situation so that you can feel a bit more confident with your movement. We're really excited that the registration is now open, and this program is specifically dedicated for people who are experiencing this symptom and their care partners. So if you are living with Parkinson's and are experiencing these freezing episodes where your feet get stuck to the floor, or you are a family member or a care partner or someone who experiences these episodes and are interested in learning some strategies in a group setting, please do reach out. Okay? If you're interested in participating in the program, you can email freezing@neurologyrehab.com, as well as reach out to me via my website at www.neurologyrehab.com. And a huge, huge thank you to Parkinson Canada and the CARE Fund because they have fully funded for the participation in this program for all the Canadian residents. So if you are wanting to get involved, please do reach out and the program will be at no charge and no cost to you. Thank you so much, and I will hand it over.
Thank you so much, Haseel. Now let's hear about Living Better with Parkinson's Mindfulness Meditation Program. This program introduces simple relaxation and breath-focused practices to promote calm, support rest, and build awareness of physical sensations. Participants will also experiment with tones and vibrations that feel natural and grounding. We are joined by Tracy Burton, RN and Executive Director of Living Better with Parkinson's, and one of their two class instructors, Jay Robinson, who is a professional musician and certified meditation teacher. Welcome, Tracy and Jay.
Thank you, Donna. Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for hosting us today. And my name is Tracy Burton, as you know. I'm the Executive Director of Parkinson's South Georgian Bay, Living Better with Parkinson's, as we've been formally known. I'm delighted to share one of our programs that we're very proud to offer for our first time this winter, and through the generous support of the Parkinson CARE Fund program. So at Parkinson South Georgian Bay, our mission is simple but deeply meaningful: to help people with Parkinson's and their care partners who support them truly live better with Parkinson's. And one of the most impactful ways we can do that is by creating spaces where the body, the breath, the mind can slow down, settle, and reconnect. This is exactly what our mindfulness meditation program has created to offer. This season, we are honored to welcome the beautiful and compassionate team of Lotus Sound, Justin Sanderson and Jay Robinson. Many of you already know their work if you're watching us from the Collingwood area, from our beautiful area in Collingwood. Together, they bring more than 50 years of combined experience as musicians, meditation guides, and facilitators of sound-based wellness practices. They have led over 750 group sessions across Ontario, and always with the intention of helping people feel their calm, supported, and connected. So we have now multiple sessions. They're 8-week mindfulness meditation programs focusing on very gentle, accessible practices, whether in a chair or on the floor, it doesn't matter. They can lead you through a wonderful program. It includes mindful breathing, guided relaxation, and noticing the sensations of the body. These practices are supported by soothing live instruments such as the gong, the didgeridoo, the santoor, and singing bowls. Sounds that resonate through the body and help the nervous system shift from tension into rest, deregulation. And we need that with Parkinson's disease. We need to go from a state of hypertension to decompensation that will help us balance better. Participants also will explore something called a home note, which is the tone or vibration that feels most natural with their body. This simple process of listening and feeling can help ease physical tension and increase awareness of breath and vibration in the chest, the throat, and the head. Research continues to show that these kind of practices reduce stress, improve sleep, support emotional well-being, and help people feel more grounded in their bodies. So we're offering this program Tuesdays and Thursdays, and in the winter, we're going to go Tuesdays in class and Thursdays online, and we hope to get Tuesdays online as well. So whether you're brand new to meditation or you have been curious but unsure where to begin, it's a safe program in a gentle space, even in your own home. Just learning how to simply notice how you feel before class and how you feel after, and often what the difference is that speaks for itself. We are incredibly grateful to the CARE Fund for making this program possible, and equally grateful to each of you for being here today with your commitment to your own well-being. So Jay, hi Jay. It's now my pleasure to introduce Jay Robinson of Lotus Sound. Jay has spent many years guiding people into states of calm and grounded awareness through this music and mindfulness meditation. And Jay's going to lead us through a short, gentle meditation so you can all experience what we're experiencing so far in our fall session of mindful meditation. There you go, Jay.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here to share a little bit of the practice that we share in Collingwood and Wasaga Beach on Tuesday and Thursdays. So I'm going to do a little guided meditation. This is a very condensed version, of course, of what we do in session, but this will give you an idea. And this is a really beautiful opportunity, actually, this afternoon to just connect with ourselves, to shut out all of the distractions from the world outside of this call, and just connect in a really mindful and aware way with our bodies and also with our hearts. So I'm going to encourage you to, if you can, safely, close your eyes. If you're somewhere comfortable, that's great. Just close your eyes for a moment, and we're going to connect with the breath. So we're just going to notice the feeling of the air as we inhale and exhale, ideally through your nose, if you can do that. Just feeling the weight kind of drop, any weight you might feel in your physical body, just dropping away as we connect with the breath. Now I'm going to take us on a short guided meditation. So what we're going to do with this practice is just listening. This is a listening exercise. As I go through different parts of the journey, we're just going to follow along with the words I speak, taking us through the body and connecting the present moment and opening our awareness. So again, let's take a breath and inhale just slowly, nice slow inhale. And exhale completely. Now I want you to imagine a clear, luminous stream of breath light entering at the crown of your head. Flowing through your body and leaving through the soles of your feet. This breath light will guide your awareness gently from top to bottom through the meditation. This stream of breath light begins at the top of the head, washing through the forehead, the eyes, cheeks, jaw, and the throat. It flows down the right shoulder, through the upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, palm, back of the right hand, and through the fingers of the right hand, thumb, index, middle, ring, and pinky finger. Then this stream of breath light flows to our left shoulder. Through the upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, and the fingers of the left hand, starting with the thumb, index, middle, ring, and pinky fingers. Then the stream of breath light flows through the chest, brightening the heart space, through the ribs, back, abdomen, and the hips. This stream now pours down the right leg, thigh, knee, calf of the right leg, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, and the toes. Stream of breath light then flows through the left leg, thigh, knee of the left leg, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, and the toes of the left foot. Your whole body now glows with this gentle river of breath light. Smooth, balanced, flowing. Now gradually sense your body resting here. Feel this flow, slow and settle. Take a deeper breath in, exhaling fully. And as this practice of meditation concludes, we can begin to move our fingers, our toes. When ready, we can open our eyes and carry the quiet current of this breath light with you for the rest of the day. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share, and thank you so much for the opportunity to share this with the community at large. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. So we've been guided by Jay and Justine now for 8 weeks. And from day one, people felt a difference. They weren't sure what it was they felt. And as Justine walked over everyone with the didgeridoo, and the bowl would chime, you could feel it close to you. And it was really interesting to see calm, especially from a few of our little palsy, a little bit of our vibrations just settled down. And the more we breathed and relaxed, the better it was. So it's really a practice, and it's a practice that we're planning to just keep going and grow throughout our area. And thank you, Parkinson Canada, for that. This it's an amazing journey for us to all start on together. So at Parkinson's South Georgian Bay, we are living better with Parkinson's. Everything we do is built around supporting people with Parkinson's and their care partners to living fuller, more empowered lives. Programs like this, Jay and Justine, thank you, are only possible through meaningful partnerships, especially with Parkinson Canada, to help us bring this to you as a program that is offered for free. With their support and collaboration and their belief in us in the community-based wellness programming, we can really help people who need it most. That's our goal. So this grant's allowing us to continue expanding ways to help people live better with Parkinson's through physical movement and education, but also through nervous system nourishment, rest, and connection. Mindfulness and sound-based practices give people tools they can take with them into daily lives. What do I do when I freeze? Just like we were just told, it's just another tool. Maybe I breathe. Maybe I learn how to inhale. Maybe I learn my sound. I get my noise, and I am able to actually push through things. We have to work together to figure out which way is the best way, if no way is the way with Parkinson's. Helping people feel more grounded, less stressed, and more supported. So we look forward to welcoming participants into our winter series, whether you join us in class in Collingwood or from home, through our new online sessions. If you're interested in registering, please reach out to Sarah at livingbetterwithparkinsons.ca. Thank you, Parkinson's Canada. Thank you, CARE Fund. Thank you, Jay and Justine, and to each of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, both Tracy and Jay. I'd like to now introduce you to artist, author, educator, and founder of Mime Over Mind, Barbara Salzberg Matthews. Last year, Barbara received funding to develop a series of free videos and uses therapeutic mime techniques to help individuals living with Parkinson's improve their physical symptoms and overall well-being. This year, her program, Mime plus Dance equals Synergy, is expanding access to the benefits of Mime. Joining Barbara here today is movement and dance instructor Sarah Martins. Sarah mentored with Barbara and is now helping to teach other Parkinson's dance program instructors across Canada how to incorporate Mime over Mind approach into their dance sessions. Welcome, Barbara and Sarah.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Barbara Salzberg Matthews, and I'm the founder of Mime Over Mind. It's a program that uses therapeutic mime to help people with Parkinson's, like myself, move more normally and have fun.
Good
Sarah?
afternoon. I am Sarah Martins. I am a movement specialist working with people with Parkinson's as well as a Dancing with Parkinson's instructor, DWP instructor, and I'm very honored to co-facilitate this program with Barbara. We are the gracious recipients of a recent CARE Fund grant for our Mime and Dance Synergy equals Synergy program. We formed a community partnership with Dancing with Parkinson's, training certified dancing instructors how to bring therapeutic mime to their classes across Canada.
And some people may be thinking, why mime? Well, let me give you a little background. First of all, I was diagnosed by a neurologist just by the way I walked. And I asked this neurologist, what am I doing that communicates that I have Parkinson's disease through my walk? And he said to me, when you walk, your right arm is frozen and you have very little expression on your face. And I was also dragging my right foot. So Parkinson's affects my right side of my body, and I was slouching. And this got me mad. And I thought, what can I do in my realm of control to get back some control of my body? And I had been a mime artist in my youth, and I thought perhaps I could draw upon that somehow, some way. So I started doing research, and I came across a fabulous book called The Brain's Way of Healing by Dr. Dodge. And in that book, there's a chapter called A Man Who Walks Off His Parkinsonian Symptoms. And what he did in this instance, to walk more normally, was slow down and analyze what positions the feet go when walking. And I thought, this reminds me of the mime walk. So I'll just show you what a mime walk it looks like. And it's where I'm not moving forward or backwards, but it appears that I'm walking, but in place. So I thought, I'm going to teach myself to move more normally. And then Sarah, maybe you could discuss how this impacts the brain, these techniques.
Yes, so as our understanding of neuroplasticity grows, we see that we have the capacity to rewire how our neurons, our brain cells flow. And what we imagine, we can begin to embody, which is so much a part of the Mime experience, is the use of imagery and imagination. So in our Mime and Dance Equals Synergy project, we're working with 16 DWP teachers from all over Canada to integrate Mime with their dance classes. We held part one of the training this past September in Toronto, as well as online. So it was a hybrid training since everyone's from all over Canada. And we're teaching them how to incorporate things like facial expressions, waking up hands, like in Zoom classes, throwing a mime ball is a lot of fun. It makes things interactive. And then in January, we'll be coming back together for part two to deepen the learning together and just see what they were able to bring to their classes up to this point.
And we were very fortunate because we've been working with the University of Guelph. There's a research team, and Dr. Rebecca Barnstaple, Dr. Laurie Vallis, and Dr. Kimberly Francis. And with different supports, we've been field testing and working with people of various stages of Parkinson's disease. And the whole program is such that it's flexible. You can modify it to where you are at right now. So, and the images that Sarah referred to, I'll give you an example of how I've personally drawn upon some of the images that we can use in Mime for helping your body override some symptoms. One of the things I mentioned was my posture was terrible. I was very slouching and my shoulders were rolled forward. So I visualize now a marionette wire at the back of my crown, and that pulls me upright. I just have to think of that wire. And with my shoulders, I just have to imagine swallowing a coat hanger. And that image helps me immediately reposition my shoulders correctly. Now, I think might be fun right now is if we could all try a short little wake up the face exercise by using Mime facial isolations. So let's begin. Sit up nice and tall, and we're going to work from our eyebrows down through the facial features. So everybody, I'm sure you can do this. Just raise your eyebrows. Some people are talented and can do one eyebrow. I can do my left eyebrow, my right eyebrow, I have to work at it a little bit. And it helps to use your fingers and move your facial muscles. This will help override hypomima, where sometimes people with Parkinson's face has no expression. So use your fingers and your hands. Try this now. We're going to isolate the eyelids. So just make your eyelids. Whoops, that's my eyebrows. The eyelids are like this. That's my mom getting mad at me. Barbara. And then relax those eyelids. Next, just move your eyebrows so it's like that. And then relax the eyebrows. Just make your eyelids. Relax your eyelids. And then the eyebrows. Relax the eyebrows. And so forth and so on. Move through to your nose. It's interesting with your nose. There are small little muscles that you can control at the top of your nostril. So I'll show you a close-up of that, of me flattening my nose. All right. If you can do that, you can then move that around and do a snarl, like a half, just one side, ew, or the other side. The other side I cannot do. Some people say it helps to put your finger inside your nostril. Maybe you're just going to pull it instead of putting it right inside. And that'll help wake up the nostril. Let's move to your mouth. Make your mouth really small, as if you've bitten to a lemon. 1, 2, 3, ooh. And then big, ah. Small, bag. And then rotate it around one direction, wow, wow. And the other direction, wow, wow. And maybe backwards and forwards, like lower lip goes one way, upper lip goes the opposite way, like this. And you can think, oh, I can never do that. Yes, you can. Slow it down. Practice using your fingers. And it helps to also add sound effects. Sound effects helps to activate more parts of your brain. So you're injecting mindful movements, sound effects, and controlling and isolating one part at a time. And that really helps to wake up your face. Now, if we can see the very first slide, we're going to look at the 6 PD Mime principles. Thank you. Now, it helps to have this framework when using therapeutic Mime to help empower your body. And I think I'll use a personal experience that I've been grappling with. And that's when I walk across the room holding a glass of water, I found I was spilling it on my feet because of my weak right arm. So it helps me to be aware that I have the problem. So what do I want to change? I want to stop spilling water on my feet. And number 2, start being observing. Start observing how you presently are moving. And then 3, analyze the correct movement. Okay, so I need to basically take my hand, which is starting to tip to that direction, and move it the opposite direction. And then sometimes in my mind's eye, I visualize a little piece of Velcro, and that helps to remind me to keep my hand in the correct position. It really helps. And then after you've done some visualizing and playing a movie of the correct movement in the back of your mind's eye, then practice this in mime. So I walk around holding the mime glass, slightly turning it. And then lastly, number 6, do it again, but this time in real life with a real glass. Thank you. You can take that slide down. And now Sarah will demonstrate some of the 3 MIME concepts, which will help you to apply these principles and make a huge difference in the way you move.
Thank you, Barbara. So if any of you have gone to a Dancing with Parkinson's class, either in person or online, you are likely familiar with dances where we freeze for a moment and then we soften, and then we freeze, we find another position, and then we soften. And this is similar to something in Mime, which we call freeze relax. And when the freeze relax, we're thinking of the hands being really relaxed to begin with, really loosey-goosey. And then there's a moment where you can imagine you're going to press your hand against a wall in front of you, and you freeze your hand. And then you can do the same thing with your other hand. You let it be nice and loose, and then you meet the hand at the same distance as the one that you've just planted. And then you can take the first hand down, make it nice and loose, relaxed, and then against that wall. And with this, we can play with going up a wall, going down a wall. We can do this seated or standing. I can take my hands over to one side. I can relax and freeze, relax and freeze. Over to the other side.
And I will show how to use the second MIME concept, which is space substance. So building on what Sarah just showed you with the freeze, relax positions, we're going to use a ball. So in order to show the ball in Mime, I have my hand holding the ball and I freeze it in that position. And then I relax. So to do this, it helps to start with a real object and then put your hand around it, press hard, and then feel if there's any texture, the shape, the weight of the object. If I took a round fruit like an orange out of the fridge, I would then concentrate on the temperature, the coolness, or maybe it was warm. And then shut your eyes, hold the object, and really put your mind's eye into what you're holding and feel the shape, the weight. Then open your eyes and put that ball down. And this time, reach for the ball that you are seeing in your imagination. Place hold, freeze. Take your other hand, which is relaxed, place freeze. And you might throw it up and over in slow motion. Up, ooh, boof. Up, ooh, boof. There you go. And lastly, point fix. Sarah, can you show that, please?
Yeah, so with point fix, it's similar to the freeze relax, but we're keeping one part of our body still in space as we move around. So you can imagine you're holding a pole like you're in a subway and you're trying to keep yourself from falling over. So you bring one hand that's nice and relaxed and you grab your quote unquote pole, mime pole, and then you can place your other hand. So you're trying to keep the pole in space. And then to do that, we need to kind of stretch our hands and our arms a little bit further away as I go back. And as I come in, I pull everything in. Really, Barbara's the expert at this, and I'm just.
You're doing great. How about I'll take it from there, Sarah.
Here's the poll, Barbara.
Oh yeah, thank you. Please, I didn't want that to go through my body. Okay, so I would just basically take baby steps to keep that position in place. But then if you get really into it, you can jump like that. But I also like taking point fix and then changing it. So I've got that pole. I'm going to use what's called motor memory, where my body remembers. And I take that pole, I shut my eyes, and I might adjust it and then change it into something else. A cane, okay, or maybe I make it even something smaller. I'm going to open my eyes and, oh my goodness, I don't have any lipstick on. Oh, I'm going to have some chewing gum. And so forth and so on. Oh, crap. I shouldn't talk with my mouth full. Apologies there. If we can show the last slide. So if anybody would like to start using these videos that we had produced with the help of Parkinson's Canada, our first CARE Fund grant, please check out mimeovermind.com/videos. And should you like to have any additional information, you can go email us at info@mimeovermind.com. And we're most grateful to Parkinson Canada for helping to share these wonderful tools through Dancing with Parkinson's, who are integrating the best of Mime over Mind throughout their programs across Canada. You can please take the slide down. And really, the goal is about waking up our bodies, helping us be more mindful and in control of how we move through space, and to have a day-to-day quality of life and a lot of fun too. So thank you, Parkinson Canada, for this.
Thank you so
CARE
much.
Fund. Thank you. And thank you all.
Yes, I really recommend doing Jay's meditation before you have to public speak. It really helps.
Thank you. Over to you, Parkinson Canada.
Wow, those programs that we've seen today are absolutely incredible. Now, these are just 3 of this year's CARE Fund recipients. So I want to encourage everyone to visit our CARE Fund webpage to learn more about all 10 of the programs that we're currently funding. Perhaps there's a great wellness program you know of or are already involved in your own community. Morgan, can you tell us what folks can do if they'd like one of their local programs to be considered for funding for next year's cycle?
Absolutely. If there's a great program in your community that offers Parkinson-specific programs and services, we'd love to know about it. The CARE Fund is anticipated to open its next funding cycle in spring 2026, and we welcome suggestions or connections to local organizations that may be interested in applying. You can share this information directly with the program organizers, and they're welcome to reach out to us at carefund@parkinson.ca. You can also learn more about the CARE Fund and the programs currently being supported by visiting parkinson.ca/care-fund.
Thank you, Morgan. And a very special thank you to our guests from Rehab, Living Better with Parkinson's, and Mime Over Mind for so engagingly sharing their wellness program opportunities with us. Links to all of the CARE Fund recipients' programming and contact information will be included in our follow-up email. That email will also include a link to a recording of this webinar. We hope you'll join us for our next webinar, Managing Your Parkinson's Medications and Symptoms, sponsored by AbbVie, taking place on Wednesday, January 21st from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern, where we'll be sharing strategies for tracking and managing your Parkinson's symptoms and medications, and in particular, during the crucial first weeks of starting a new medication. Watch your email inboxes for our e-newsletter that will include more details and the registration link. When the webinar closes, we hope that you'll take a moment to fill out our short survey. It helps us plan programming that's relevant to you. On behalf of all of us at Parkinson Canada, I'd like to thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and have a wonderful holiday season. See you next year.